Now we stay in the region. A massive police operation was carried out in Rio de Janeiro to combat organized crime and drug trafficking by the powerful gang known as Comando Vermelho. This was the deadliest police raid in Rio's history, with 60 suspected gang members and 4 police officers among the 64 people killed. The bodies of at least 40 people were laid out in a square in the neighborhood of the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro. Residents have described the scenes unfolding in Rio as warlike, with shootouts between officers and armed men and buses set on fire to create barricades. The high number of casualties has been denounced by the United Nations Human Rights Office, which has said that it was horrified by the police operation. The relatives of the deceased were seen mourning at the site. Let's in fact listen into what they have said.
Só quero tirar meu filho daqui em terraça por causa de quê? Não vai dar em nada, a verdade é essa. Não vai dar em nada, porque aqui tem montão de gente chorando, mas lá fora tem montão de gente aplaudindo isso aí que eles fizeram isso aí.
Now for this discussion, we welcome back Robinder Sachdev. He's an international affairs expert, joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, sir, for staying with us. Now, does the scale of lethality in this operation by Rio de Janeiro's police indicate a failure of Brazil's public security policing and reliance on militarized policing? And as you mentioned in our previous discussion, you know how U.S. was melting pot, now it has turned to a boxing ring. Do you think this is becoming like a similar situation to where the Brazil's police, it has to step up like this, and it's becoming like what U.S. is becoming?
No, thank you very much, and that's so very insightful, analytical of you to kind of look at the melting pot and all. What is happening in Brazil? Of course, there is a drug problem, drug cartels, there's a crime problem. But yes, in Brazil, in the bigger picture, yes, the battle between left and right is playing out. But in Brazil, what's happening is that Rio de Janeiro, the governor of the province, is the gentleman of the right. Okay, the government of Brazil is Lula, a socialist. The governor, he would want that the government of Lula be shown in a bad light politically, right? But yes, there's a fundamental problem. So what the governor has gone in and enabled is this massive operation, which standalone is something correct, right? But there are layers of politics on that. The layers of politics are that, on the other hand, Trump is calling for Bolsonaro, who's been sent to prison, I think, for 27 years, to be released or not to be worked hard on. Lula is a socialist one. The governor here is of the right leaning. The governor here is creating situations for America to intervene. So there's a lot going on, but fundamentally, yes, crime and cartel should be eliminated. But the reasons, not the reasons, for right reason, eliminate them. But layered on the reasons are political, strategic objectives. This is also to show in some ways that the national government of Brazil is incompetent to handle this matter. A regional government is handling the matter, and the regional government, which happens to be a conservative, right-leaning government, is better positioned versus or vis-a-vis the federal government or the central government, which is Lula socialist.
With that, I would like to thank Robinder Sachdev for joining us and staying with us and sharing with us throughout our news. Thank you. Now we move on to our next news. At least 10 people have been killed in Haiti after Hurricane Melissa unleashed a devastating flood across the Caribbean. In the coastal town of Petit Goâve, the La Digue River burst its banks, sweeping away several people as torrential rains continued to pound the area. According to the local officials, including the town's mayor, Bertrand Supreme, and the Director General of a nearby hospital, they have confirmed that more than 10 bodies have been recovered so far, while rescue teams are still searching for those missing. Earlier this week, Hurricane Melissa struck Cuba with Category 4 storm, the second highest level, before making landfall in neighboring Jamaica as the strongest cyclone ever recorded to hit the island nation. The storm continues to move across the region, leaving a trail of destruction and widespread concerns over further flooding and damage. Now we move on to our next news. NVIDIA has made history by becoming the first company to reach a $5 trillion market value. $5 trillion market value, driven by a powerful rally that has solidified its position at the heart of the global artificial intelligence boom. The milestone marks a remarkable transformation for the company, from a niche graphics chip designer to the backbone of the world's AI industry. It has also elevated CEO Jensen Huang into a Silicon Valley icon, while making NVIDIA's cutting-edge chips a focal point in the ongoing tech rivalry between the United States and China. Since the launch of ChatGPT in 2022, NVIDIA's shares have surged 12-fold, fueling a broader AI frenzy that has helped push the S&P 500 to record highs. This latest milestone, achieved just 3 months after NVIDIA crossed the $4 trillion threshold, now places the company's value above the entire cryptocurrency market and roughly equal to half the size of Europe's benchmark equities index, the Stoxx X 600. And that's a wrap on America 360. Keep watching NewsX World for more news updates from around the world.